giving love to the other, giving that surrender, giving that deep desire to build the other up has a 90-10%. And although that doesn't work mathematically, it does work in the eyes of Jesus. You and I who have committed ourselves to Jesus know that Jesus has a road to success with regard to marriage. And that road is followed by looking at Christ hanging on the cross. Oh my, as we come into a Catholic church, we have the image of Christ, a naked man hanging and dying on a cross. Many times people come and say, oh, stop that, stop that. You've always got to remember that Jesus is resurrected, and you never forget that Christ is resurrected. Christ is our life. But when you look at Christ dying on the cross, you're reminded of the great, overwhelming love that God gives us as an example for having success in our marriage. Christ gave not just 90%, Christ gave 100%. He gave his entire life for us. And you and I who have committed ourselves to Jesus are now hearing that call, hearing that experience of his own life saying to us, now, if you want to have success in your life, be willing to go far beyond what you ever think you can as you love your husband, as you love your wife, and surrender 90%, even 100%, in order to allow this relationship and this love to grow. As I said to you, it's a problem. It's a problem because, we're afraid of letting go. We're afraid of so much giving of another person. We're afraid of hearing that example of Christ dying on the cross and saying, no, I've got to hold back something. I can't do that. And yet, that's the message of Jesus. And that's the call. I'm a preacher standing up here in front of you saying these things, and I know I don't do that. I don't do it. But, the message of Christ is so strong in my heart, and I want to do that. I want more and more to give of myself in order to allow the other persons in my life to grow, whether I'm married or not married, but especially in marriage, because today that's what we're talking about, success in marriage. So are you with me? Okay, now I've given you 3 of the steps. Number 1, F-O-G-G. F is friends. Please, be honest, be open, be caring, be tender, be kind, as true friends. Number 2, make sure that you're always including others, both as you care for them and as you rely on others, whether you're your family, whether you're your church, to make that go. And then think about that third letter, the G, that challenge of giving. And I know that this is hard because what it says is, and these are the words that Jesus gives in the gospel, he says, I want you to die in order to come to life. You and I, if we want to be able to have success in marriage, have got to die to ourselves continually, whether it's turning away from sin or whether it's turning away from my selfishness and my way of doing things, and giving ourselves as best we can to the others. But that is not a thing that allows me to accept abuse. And sometimes a person can be so giving that they're really abusing themselves and they're not respecting themselves. No, what I'm calling for is a mutual 90-10, a mutual continual search, one for the other, of how I might give myself in real love to the other. Okay, now we come to the last G, F-O-G-G. Friends, others, giving, and now it becomes God. I have I've written a little book, and I think you can get it on our webpage, wordnet.tv. And you know what the title of my little book is? 5 seconds a day to a successful marriage. Boo. 5 seconds a day to a successful marriage. I have this big dream of somehow getting it published, and I would love to have it stuck on the book stands in airports and various places where people would be intrigued. 5 seconds a day to a successful marriage, huh? And they'd be picking it up, and we'd get all kind of people buying it, and then I could finance this television ministry and get it going. But you know what it is this. I believe that if every couple, every day, for only 5 seconds, held each other and looked into each other's eyes and prayed for only 5 seconds, no more, because sometimes we get into prayer and, oh gosh, you're going on, and so we ignore it. But for 5 seconds to pray every day, we would bring God into our marriage. We would bring the grace and the blessing and the power of God to bring about radical strength and growth in marriage. I know this sounds a little strange, given the fact that there are over 8,000 seconds in a day in 24 hours. All I'm saying is give 5 of those seconds to God. Take your husband, take your wife in your arms. Look into each other's eyes. This can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it can be the evening. If you're far away from a distance and maybe the only connection can be a telephone because you got to do it every day. And suddenly to offer to God, best done out of your heart. And just to say for 5 seconds, God, I adore you because I think that you're great. Or to say in 5 seconds, God, please forgive me for the unkind word that I said the other day. Or even to say in Thanksgiving, God, thank you very much for the food we have today, for the clothes that we wear. Boom. And then even to say a prayer of supplication. Oh God, please help our love to grow. Help us to come together in a mighty way. Boom. Now, I'm saying this to you, and you're thinking, well, 5 seconds a day, I can do that. And yet, I have really found, in all the years that I've tried to plug this 5 seconds a day in this little booklet that I've written, it's probably the most difficult part of what the key to success is. Because every time we turn to God, we have to somehow let go of our independence, let go of, well, hey, you know, I'm in control, I've got everything done, I can do this myself. And we're bringing God into the world, and something unconscious in us pushes us away